Our climate change series concludes this morning with a look at the agriculture industry on the front lines of this crisis. One of the most sensitive crops to variations in weather is wine grapes.
Yeah, Meredith, wine grapes are facing unprecedented challenges. This morning, I'm breaking down how the changing growing season is really impacting the crop.
Well, as always, growing wine grapes in Michigan is a challenge to start with.
More sour grapes. That's what wine growers are preparing for as our climate continues to change. Kent County Stony Ridge Vineyards has been growing wine grapes for nearly a decade. In this region, the vineyard is positioned to survive winter's wrath.
Right here in central West Michigan, there isn't a lot of vineyards established at this time. There's a few small growers, and everybody's pretty much focused on the cold hardy hybrids.
Our changing climate, however, has led to noticeable differences in the growing season, impacting wine grape production.
Two things are very clear. The first one is that we're getting more heat during the summer, and the other thing that we see is what we call the length of the season.
The length of the season between the last frost in the spring and first frost in the fall has increased by 4 weeks in the last 50 years. The average temperature during the growing season has also climbed by 1 to 2 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's all good for grapevines. That's very good. A little bit more heat and longer season means that the growers can explore more in varieties that tends to have a higher heat requirement.
When that change happens, we'll start to see where we can grow some of those European varieties better in this region.
While a longer, warmer growing season can allow more wine grape variety, it also comes with notable negatives, such as spring frost. More warm spring days above normal is encouraging earlier bud break, leaving West Michigan growers susceptible to frost, a problem seen this past spring.
We had a 5-day snap of temperatures below freezing, which at that point we were just starting bud break and bud push. We didn't feel we had a large impact on it at that point, but as the crop come in, we've seen about a 30% reduction in our early varieties.
The end of the growing season features a separate problem: rain and more of it. West Michigan is averaging nearly 4 more heavy rain events per year since 1950.
It's not really good for grapes, because grapes at the end of the season, they're very sensitive to rot.
Combating these challenges isn't an easy process, but having a constant mindset to mitigate large impacts will give growers an edge.
So choosing the right variety for your site, thinking about what can be the challenges the climate will bring to you in the next future, have been very good.
You know, no matter what you do, you get to the end of the year, you analyze your crop, you analyze your yield, and you say, well, there's always next year.
And Meredith, this just comes down to weather versus climate. Varying weather year by year, but the long-term trend has been for that longer growing season. Comes with a little bit of a positive for wine grape production, but more notable negatives in the way of that spring frost that's always sneaky and more rain.
Blake, such an interesting look at something that's important to all of us. Thank you so much.